DJ Mickey on the inside, and of course you're logged on to the Blessed FM Isaac 98. I played a very, very huge track from my guest who's in studio right now, Pastor Terance Baynes. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, and good morning to all the listeners here at Isaac. You know, we give God thanks for another opportunity to share music, and I'm just really happy as per usual to be here.
Now, those who don't know, they call this guy the Pepper Seed, and I'm assuming it's because whenever he drops a song, it's hot like a pepper. So, Pastor Baynes, how have you been, man? What have you been up to?
Well, you know, we continue to do the things of the kingdom, and of course, I am a part of the government in Tobago. I serve as the Secretary for Community Development, Youth Development and Sport in the THA. So we are marrying both the civil and the spiritual responsibilities together and trying to bring some lift to the community. We are hoping with God's help that we can create an environment for all our people to thrive both in the physical and also in the spiritual.
How difficult is it as a Christian performing the duties that you've set off to do?
Well, I mean, there are some days that it is a little more taxing than others, but the grace that we get from God, that grace really is to assist us in executing whatever God would allow us to execute in the earth. So the grace you would get the grace as per need.
Yeah.
You understand? So while there are some difficult days, the job itself, I don't think it is beyond the grace of God to get it done.
Now, I have been noticing over the years, that there are a lot more and more Christians getting involved in government roles.
Yes.
In countries around the world.
Sure.
Do you think it's an important factor for us to step into that arena?
Well, of course. I mean, the thing is that when you live in a country, the government of that country impacts the lives of everybody that lives there. The government in Trinidad and Tobago, the policies impact how you spend your money at the grocery.
Right.
It impacts how healthcare is delivered. It impacts social services. It impacts infrastructure. All these things that are necessary for you and I to exist.
Yeah.
If as a Christian you have been afforded the privilege to be a part of the governance landscape that executes these things, you know, to me that seems to be a very a wise thing to take advantage of if God will allow you to be there. You understand? And so that is how I see it, notwithstanding that we are called to be the light of the world, or the light of the age, the light of the arrangement, the light of the government for that matter. And so what that means is that the kingdom principles that we have been taught, we should bring those things to bear on the place that we spend most of our time.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
The light really is not for the lighted place. It's not for the church. You know, the light is for the world, the space. You understand? And so I think the more Christian people that we have in leadership, governance, and so on, it certainly should impact the landscape. You know, and I am not, I'm sure, not perfect at the job, but I believe that I am leading the way, perhaps even in some respects can be deemed a pioneer, especially in the Tobago context and so on. And maybe the work that I'm doing is just foundation work. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And I am hoping that others who may be a little more perhaps apt, maybe a little more lettered in political science and these things and so on, may look at what I am doing and be encouraged. And the fears that come, especially from Christian people, and those fears are generated by the historical position of church and as it relates to politics and so. And while it may be historical, it may not necessarily be biblical. You understand what I'm saying? And so we have to look at those norms and forms and weigh them with what the scripture really teaches about our involvement in the world. You understand? And how we are supposed to impact. And you have Christian teachers, you have Christian doctors, you have Christian lawyers, you have Christian
scientists
and all that. And it bogs my mind as to why people feel so offended and get all, they become selectively spiritual when it comes to the politics of the land.
Right, yeah.
Where the actual policies are formed and so on, and to think that you sit around the table and you are not there as a token human. You are there with a particular voice. You represent a particular community, and you add your voice to what is being planned and what is, and you even bring your own innovative ideas and so on.
Yeah.
The real thing for me, what drives me, is that I notice that over the years, when it comes to the politicking, whether it's an election time or whatever, political organizations engage church, they engage faith-based organizations for voting and all them kind of thing. When the election is finished, faith-based organizations seem to be the only person that don't have a seat at the table. All the other interest groups are there. The business people are there. The unions are there, the social activists, everybody seem to have their slice of the pie except those people that are from the faith-based community. And I feel that it is a travesty for that to continue. And so I represent the church, and by extension every other faith-based organization in Tobago.
Yeah.
You understand? And so I went with a mandate from my perspective and understanding of what faith-based people go through, and by more importantly church people, and say, listen, right now the first thing that I did was took to the executive council a position which is now government policy, that all faith-based organizations must get support from the government.
Wow.
They must get support, and they get support. We did our first installation about a month ago, where we gave about 8 faith-based organizations some finances to help them execute their duties and all. Because you see, faith-based organizations are playing their part and contributing to the development of the society.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? And from the standpoint of church, the church is populated with X this and X that and all that kind of stuff. And if the people were not impacted by church, we'd have a whole lot more misery and disaster in the communities. So that counts for something. And I think that if government can assist churches and faith-based organizations with the execution of their mandate, with the hope that we build in a better society, then I think that is something that must be a part of government policy. So every aspect of the government of Tobago, faith-based organization can get support from there.
Lovely.
Yes.
Now, you touched on society. Before we delve into the music, you touched on society. What position do you think the church of TNT need to play in terms of a better role in helping to curb crime and the outward elements in society that causes disruptions?
Right. Well, I mean, the truth of the matter is behavior is something that requires divine intervention for it to change.
Yeah.
You really can't have no foolproof infrastructure to govern how a man will behave. You can't have enough police in the whole of the island on every corner.
Right. Yeah.
When a man get upset, you understand what I'm saying? So the gospel message, the message of transformation is critical. Right? It is critical, because when a man is transformed, that impacts his behavior, that impacts his choices. You understand? So even if nobody is there to police him, you understand? When he gets upset to a man,
he would have a sense of moral values.
Of course. And so it will help him to make a particular choice that can assist with not causing this society to be more violent. So,
it's a simple thing as littering as well, not necessarily stealing, but littering. Because I remember back in the days in primary school, remember the Charlie campaign?
Yes.
Primary school, they were indoctrinating us not to litter. And as an adult now, I remember back in the days you used to see, I wouldn't call the name, but fried food boxes getting flung out of windows. So
yes, and that's so true. I mean, so that is we have to keep that. We must not dispense with the message of transformation. We must not allow anybody to pressure us to dispense with that. We must not dilute that, because that is perhaps the most important part. after that, because we know that everybody will not subscribe to church, you understand?
Yeah.
So as Christian people, we have to begin to think about innovative ways that we can play more practical roles in our society. You understand? We have to become more involved in the various groups that we have in the society, whether they be your PTA, they be your football clubs, whether they be your village council or whatever. So that the Christian influence can be brought to bear in these institutions. You understand? Because these are institutions where human beings gather, they have ideas and so on. Just you being there, those things are critical. So I think one of the letdowns perhaps of the church is our we've not done enough, and I don't want to sound critical. We've done a lot of work, but I think that we needed to do more work in actually getting involved in activities outside of the church.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Now, I'm going back to the point. Remember, we are the light of the world, not the light of the church. You understand? And so, light is of very little value in a lighted place. You understand what I'm saying? This place is lit. If I put on my phone light, it has no significance, no matter how highfalutin my phone is and the light is and so on. But in a dark place, in the darkest place, the littlest flicker
makes a big difference.
Is significant. And so when there is always a platform in the dark place, but the limited space in the bright place, you understand? And that is where, unfortunately, a lot of the activities take place. You have all these competitive things taking place in the church and all that, and people getting upset. And it's simply because, it really was not intended to have this whole unmasking of activities in the lighted place. The lighted place is for you to get your light, and then after you got your light, you then go into a dark place where you can shine and play some kind of significant role and impacting people's lives in a positive way. And
impacting people's lives in a positive way.
That's what we're called to do.
Love it. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Pastor Terance Baynes in studio. In the next hour, when we come back, we've got some brand new music. Yep, DJ Mickey on the inside. Welcome inside my third and final hour. My guest on the inside, Pastor Terance Baynes. Now, Pastor Baynes, you come to Trinidad on a regular, right? And it's not that often that you and I link up. Why are your hands bare, sir?
That's a very good question that you're asking. It's a very, very good question. And I'm looking at some of my friends here from Tobago and wishing that they could assist me to answer you. You understand?
We've got Pastor Terance Baynes on the inside. Now, Pastor Baynes, you have some new music.
Yes, sir.
And it's coming out of Judah Peter's studio. It's the Fulla Vibes Riddim.
Yes.
Tell me about this one. And I know you've done work with Judah already.
Sure. Well, Judah's emerged as a young musical maestro. You can't argue that way. This young man has exceptional talent, and it continues to grow. I mean, I've been around the music scene, as you can appreciate, for the past 3 decades.
Wow.
We've been making music and whatever else. And this man has a very unique gifting, particularly for the offerings of the region, the Caribbean types of rhythms and so on. And Judah sends me these rhythms, and I write a song in 10-15 minutes sometimes when he sends the rhythm, once I put my mind to it.
What's the longest you ever took to write a song?
A couple weeks. Yeah, that's sometimes it just don't come. Sometimes you start, you have one verse and stuff. But in more recent times, I mean, since I started this work, actually, I have written about 15 songs in the last 2 years.
Okay.
Right? And I'm actually going to release an album, a collection of singles in the first week of December. For the 10 of the songs that I've written in the last 22 months or so. And that is primarily because of the music. The music takes the lead. He sends the music, and the music just it helps to form a narrative. It helps, the music pulls out a message that you can share with the community, and so on. And so I have to really salute Judah for the work that he's doing and he continues to do. And I know I'm not the only person, because all the more prominent artists in and around use.
But who's more prominent than you, man? Come on.
Well, I mean,
3 decades you said it.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I love what I do. I love the message. You know, and music is a powerful tool.
It is.
You know, and it is therapy for me. You know, and it also inspires people. I know. You know, everybody has their fans. You understand what I'm saying? And there are some people that
my fans are Lasco, Whirlwind. You know?
I see what you did there. Yeah, so I continue to do music because I think that that you never know who you touch with a given song. You know, you
Very
really
true.
never know. You really never know.
Very true.
This is a happy song, really. This song is not deep. You'd rather close your eye when you're listening to this. Yeah, this is a happy song. It really just speaks. It's a description of how I feel around Christmas time. That's what the song is saying in essence. You know, that's why the title of the song is My Season. This is the of all the seasons in the year, this is the season I love the most. So
why do you love this season the most?
Well, I mean, notwithstanding the theology of the season,
right.
Of course,
yeah.
You know, but there is something that happens. There's a kind of feeling.
There's a joy.
Yeah,
there's a smile in the atmosphere.
Yeah, people say, you know, you should be like that all year long, and I understand that too. But that's not how it works for me.
Right.
There's a kind of breeze that blows. You understand? The thing does jump on me. You understand what I'm saying? And it's expressed in the music actually. You know. So that's where we are. You listen to the song, and this is the heart of Terance Baynes. You know, we're talking Christmas and that kind of thing. I really love it.
All right. So the title of this one, My Season.
My Season.
And it is your season. Before we jump into the music, Carla Beach is saying, morning, Pastor Baynes. Next time, bring things for Mickey, all right?
Okay, Carla.
Pastor Baynes, introduce your song.
Yes, so all of you in the 98.1 space, whether you are listening on the radio, looking at it, Facebook or wherever, receive this here. The name of this one is My Season, and the song is self-explanatory. Take it in Jesus' name.
Brand new music, people! That's some brand new music coming out from Pastor Terance Baynes. And Pastor Baynes, one of my co-workers, Tiffany Benjamin, said, any song that has Dadoy in it is a hit. Loving this one, man. And literally, this song helps put a smile on your face. Yeah.
It's a happy song. You know, and I trust that it does that for somebody. You know, something that's all people need. They don't want you to do everything for them.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just need a little lift.
Yeah.
You know, and hopefully this lifts somebody's spirit, lifts your day, and let you know that it's gonna be all right. God is in control.
Now this is taken off the Fulla Vibes Riddim. So it's a rhythm. I'm guessing there are going to be more artists to come.
Yes,
so guys, you got to keep it locked on right here. You're going to hear more. Pastor Baynes, now this being your first Christmas offering, I'm saying your first because who knows what wind may blow, and you may dedicate another 10 minutes to doing another song. Do you have any other music in the bag for this year?
Well, not. I'm working on another song. You know, probably. You know, you never know. You know, but I started another one actually. Judah sent me a thing before this actually. Just that this one just came and just kind of captivate the whole. You know.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Is the other one a Christmas
No, it's
style?
not. It's not.
Okay. All right. So how can people reach out to you if they need to?
Well, I mean, I am on all the social media platforms. You know, you can get it, hear it on YouTube. And of course, you can reach me on Facebook, Instagram, and so on. And you know, and the music pretty much is on all the
platforms,
the platforms and that kind of stuff. You know, you can knock yourself out.
30 years of music, and you're going to be dropping some singles. You say in time to come.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You know, you always look dapper. Where you get your shirts, man? I need to visit your store.
Actually, it is the friends I accompany with.
Well, your friends need to be my friends as well. You know? Pastor Terance Baynes, people, brand new music, My Season. Any shout outs you want to give as we look to wrap things up?
Well, just, shouting out to all the listeners in Tobago, of course. Big shout out to Judah Peters for the work that he's doing down in the Southland. Shout out to Stephanie, who does amazing work.
Talented vocalist.
No question about that. To my wife and daughter out there in Tobago, blessings. And all of you that joined me on the live here, you could have been doing something else. That is, if you're not doing it, cooking and all that and cleaning, and you're taking a little time to hang with us here. We trust that you've been encouraged in some way.
Yeah. Brand new music, guys, from Pastor Terance Baynes. Of course, if you love it, request it. We're going to get it on the inside for you. Thank you, Pastor Baynes, for your time. And next time, don't walk with your hands bare, all right?
Yeah, I get you. I got you. Blessings, man.